Hello and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be unboxing this CIT F3 computer case. This is a micro ATX size, fairly cheap computer case, most commonly used for gaming PCs and available from various websites. This one came from eBay and cost about £32. This is the black version with green LED fan and stripe on the front. So when this thing turns up, the box is fairly plain, it just says F3 computer case. If you look on the side, we can see a few of the technical specifications. So it's a micro ATX or mini ATX support. You cannot fit a full-size ATX motherboard in this case, it is too small. It supports full-size standard ATX power supplies, of course. It has support for two 3.5-inch hard drives, or three 2.5-inch SSDs, or small hard drives, laptop size. It has 4 PCI expansion slots, which is standard for micro ATX. And it's got space for two 120mm fans, one of which comes in at the front, so you get one included. At the rear it has space for 120mm fan, which is included, and in the top it has space for another two 120mm fans. It comes with a USB 3.0 port on the front, just one, two USB 2s, the headphone and microphone connectors from HD audio on the motherboard. You also get an SD/TF card reader built into the case, which I'll show you later on. It can support graphics cards up to a length of 315mm long. It can support CPU coolers up to 160mm tall height-wise. You get 18mm to do your cable management, and these are the overall dimensions of the case. This is the version without a power supply included, because I always buy my own good quality power supplies separately. This case is actually going to be used for a really tight budget gaming PC build. So inside the box, this is the case that comes in the polystyrene foam. I can just stand that up and take this off. Flip this over again. And we can take the bag off. This also gives us a good look whilst the case is upside down at the filtered fan intake for the power supply. So if you mount your power supply with the fan drawing air in from below, this will stop all the dust going into it. You can actually remove this filter for cleaning if you pick it up and sort of squeeze it, or you can just leave it in place and hoover it off. Turn the case over onto the top. This is the top panel here. You can see the vent for the top fans if you put some in it. Here we've got the SD card reader, multi-reader there. You've got a power light and a hard drive indicator light. They are actually printed on there, but I'm not sure how well that will show up. There's also a reset button, then your USB 3.0 port. You've then got the headphone, microphone, and two more USB 2 ports. The power switch is here, and that green stripe that runs front to back across the top of the case. It then continues on down the front panel, across the corner and straight down, showing another set of vents here with the included light up fan behind there. You can just see a bit of the green. Turning the case over, we've got a windowed side panel. This has still got the protective plastic on it, but if you pull that off, it's clear. I'm going to leave this on because this is a build for a friend as a Christmas present on an extremely tight budget. He wants a full gaming PC for £250, which I've managed to do, so have a look on my channel for that video. I'll link it up in the corner here if you're interested in such a thing. Anyway, if we take the side panel off, the wiring is pretty run from the top of the case here, where all of your I/O and connectors are, and it's just tied around here, along with the bag of screws. Everything you'll need to build the computer is included there. There's the rear included 120mm fan. This fan can be slid up and down by loosening the screws here, and slide it up or down dependent on compatibility with your motherboard and other accessories in the case. The fans have got a Molex power connector to run them from the power supply, and also a fan header so you can connect them to the motherboard. That is the same for the front and the back fan. There's also room to put an additional fan in the front here. The included fan is in the bottom hole. You could mount another one up here above it, but be aware there is not much for it to suck air in through up there. It's a sealed edge. Down in the bottom here is the hard drive bays, which are toolless. We can just clip that out like that. You put the hard drive into here by bending this and then drop it in. and it clicks into place like so. There's one toolless drive mount and then a fixed mount, which you can see lower down there. To access that mount, you actually have to put the screws in from the underside of the case here through those holes. It comes with some motherboard standoffs installed already. For most micro ATX motherboard layouts, that will be fine. And there's room to put additional ones in here. There's also mounts for the SSDs along the front of the case here. And there's an SSD mount on top of the hard drive cages just there. Here's the hole for the power supply. It's got holes to mount it with the fan up or the fan down, depending on which way you want to assemble the computer. And the rear panel has got those 4 slots. One is vented and the rest are solid. This one is actually a removable blank. These ones here you have to actually snap out. So be careful to only remove the ones you need out. You undo this screw here and lift this flap up to install cards. On the back of the case, you can see we've got this sticky out piece, which allows for better cable management room, like so. There are plenty of points for you to get cable ties in to strap everything through, and quite a lot of holes to go through depending on where you're mounting drives and everything else. There's some good clearance on these, and there's also a cutout to access the back of any CPU cooler that you might have installed on your processor, so you can remove the backplate and change that without having to take the whole motherboard out of the case. The included screws for the side panels are also thumb screws and toolless, so you can simply turn them with your fingers to put the sides on and off, which is a nice touch on a cheap case. The accessories pack also includes a speaker or buzzer, as you can see there. Because some motherboards don't include them, normally you would have to obtain that separately. So that is also a nice touch in such a cheap case. Here we can see I've just wired up the fans to a power supply at the side there, and here you can see the LEDs illuminating the inside of the case and the front panel behind that grid there. It also projects out a dotted effect from the grille and out of the bottom of the case there. I would recommend installing some LED strips into the case as well, because once the components are in, it is a bit dark in there. I have previously built in this case the purple version and also put some purple LED strip lights in it, and it looked really nice. I'll put a picture on the screen somewhere here. So if you're looking for a good value PC case around the £30 mark that's got pretty decent features and's built of reasonable quality, this gets my vote in that kind of price range, having built in them multiple times before. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. Any questions, put them in the comments section, and get subscribed for future random unboxings and technology videos like this one. Thank you for watching.